Motivational Army, your key to daily success.
We were getting it all set up and it was very successful. And I got a call from Mark Cuban, who unfortunately, don't judge me, Lisa, I didn't know him at the time. Okay. And that's okay. I said, I didn't know him. He didn't know me. Okay. So it wasn't like he was calling a friend to come help him out. He heard about me, I assume, from the leaders at AT&T and some other places, and asked me if I could come and meet with him. And I told him, well, I had a mammogram scheduled. Ladies, always take care of your medical
PSA.
Always take care of your medical business. And so then I went and saw him. And he was so sincere in his request, basically to come in and create a great place to work. I had worked on AT&T's effort, and right before I retired, our work led to us making Fortune's Great Place to Work list for the first time ever. We also made Diversity Inc. Top 50 list. We made the Workforce 100. So we were doing a lot of stuff to just really make it a great place to work. He wanted that same kind of thing to happen at the Mavs because he was genuinely concerned about what was being uncovered and what was going on. But he's not the person that convinced me. Two women stopped me as I was leaving his office after an almost hour conversation and asked me if I would join the team. And they started telling me their stories and telling me why they needed me at the Mavs. I went home and prayed about it. I said, I got to do this for the sisterhood. The brothers will benefit too. But I just felt compelled to do it based on what he said, based on what they asked me to do, and frankly, based on, the fact that for some reason I was uniquely qualified to come in and do that.
That's pretty amazing. And were you at all, when you came in, I mean, Sports Illustrated had written a whole article talking about what was going on at the Mavs, and probably not just there. I'm sure at the time there was a lot of, troubles, different kinds of trouble, hostile work environment at other teams. But what was that like on your first day coming in? That must have been, well, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. You tell me.
Well, it was a tad unbelievable because when I came in the next day, to basically tell Mark I had decided to do it. I was in the building for 3 hours before he even knew I was there, because people grabbed me as I walked in, took me into a conference room, and they just start filing in one after the other, just telling me about their experiences and giving me different stories. And when he finally found out I was there, he said, I guess this means you're a yes. I'm like, yes, I'm definitely a yes. And so it was very clear to me that we needed to just set out kind of a vision on being diverse and inclusive and establishing a great place to work. We needed a set of values. And so we put those values in place. It was clear to me that we needed an agenda for women because there were no women in permanent leadership positions around the table. And so I brought some in, we promoted some people. We have great people at the Dallas Mavericks. We had great people when I walked in the door. We needed some leadership changes. We needed to purge some things, and we did. And so we laid out an agenda based on vision, values, and a 100-day plan that focused on modeling zero tolerance, an agenda for women, cultural transformation, and operational effectiveness. Things like gender pay equity and that kind of stuff. And so we just had about 200 initiatives, and everybody rallied around. We had these big poster boards, Lisa, where all the areas were, up there. We would just check it off one by one as we started to make changes. Wow. And I met with each employee one-on-one, every single employee, to just get to know them. And you'll appreciate this. So I'd say, I'd always start with the same thing. I said, tell me your story. Tell me your story. And undoubtedly they'd say, oh, this is my 5th season at the Mavs. This is my 10th season at the Mavs. And I'd say, were you born here? Were you born here? I mean, so just like you started, I wanted to know the story, like, who are these people?
Right.
I serve these people. And they're not employees. These are people who get up out of bed in the morning.
Right.
I gotta serve that person who gets up out of bed in the morning. They just so happen to walk into our doors. So I got to really know them and truly fell in love with them. And then I would close my one-on-ones with the same statement. I said, tell me where you see yourself 5 years from now, professionally and personally. Because then it gave me a sense for who was in there. And I remember pulling in my chief ethics officer, my chief human resources officer, who I brought in with me. And I was just crying one night. I told them, I said, I love these people. Like, I love them.
Wow.
They came here. These people deserve to have a great place to work. Some of these people are sports management majors. I had never even heard of that. They mean to have a great career in sports. We got to give them a great place to work. And we know what that looks like. I said, are you all in? They said, yes. I said, let's get busy.
Amazing.
I have a leadership team that's 50% women and 50% people of color. We put our agenda together, a robust diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda, and we got busy.